Good morning, friends. It's a pleasure to be here with you today. I'm willing to take questions if you have any.
Good morning. Is it Sanja?
It is Sandhya.
Thank you, Sanja. Thank you for being here. I am wondering if, considering we have heard the information about the facilitator, that we address the roles in each of us as facilitator, as well as the tools that we are using. Can you confirm whether these would be productive for us today?
It certainly is important to get the different components of your design team process in order. I would say that you should go ahead and spend the major part of your meeting in trying to first understand the tools you will need to do the design team process. I would just remind you to go back to your steps, the steps that you've put together, and also see how the tools would fit into those steps. There's also the part that Neil Goldberg brought last time. I think if you can go back to what was said during that meeting and just clarify the five steps and see how they fit into the 12 steps that you've put together. I think the important thing is to make sure that you have all your pieces aligned and agreement on all of them before you go ahead. Thank you.
Thank you, Sanja.
The facilitator role of important role, but there also has to be agreement amongst all of you on how you want to go forward and who will be either the facilitator or the TR for the group, because already you have agreed to have a different facilitator when Daniel is present. So maybe those are the things that need to be discussed right at the outset.
Thank you, Sanja. And do you recommend that we have rotating roles, or do we need to each take time to learn these roles, either as a TR or facilitator or note taker, observer, inquiring person? Should we rotate, or should we concentrate for a while on learning well one role or another?
It is important that you learn one role well, and I think you've had the experience of rotating, but it is important that you learn one role well. So I would advise that you look again at the responsibilities of all the members of the team and make sure that those who are allocated responsibilities have the time to effectively carry them out.
Thank you. And one more question. We have added this Wednesday meeting to our design team. We struggled to create a third space. Would you advise us to look at our schedules again to add more time? Does the planetary management team on your side request that we have more time together?
Yes, we do. There's a need for you to create more time, and we know this is difficult, and it's difficult to get your schedules aligned. But yes, we would advise you to spend more time, at least 3 times a week.
Thank you so much.
It's a pleasure.
Sonja, I have a question. This is Jacques. As you know, we have started to work on the Family Learning Center, and we have starting to work on a questionnaire to prepare this for our local community. Is it an important step to start at local community to ask empathic question as suggested by Neil Goldberg?
Yes, we would certainly agree that you start at local level and that you ask the kind of questions that were suggested by Professor Neil Goldberg. We also would advise you to work with somebody in the local community, as was suggested. That will create enormous traction in the different areas where you live if you immediately make linkages to those in the community doing similar work.
Thank you.
Sonja, I have another request. Simply that you and your team continue to lead and guide us as we develop these research materials and questionnaires. Give us clear, affirmative spirit response, or, in the negative. I'm used to, I have the perception of it's the wrong direction, which I greatly appreciate from spirit. So I'm just requesting that for all of us as we continue to prepare these, if we're not in an active TR session, if that's possible. Would that be possible?
We could certainly let you know when we think you're not going in the right direction.
Thank you.
It was planned to receive from B also a set of questions based on AI research, but still, but for local community, for this family learning center, how they raise their children, like you have mentioned, Kona, when you are in the with your children in a park anywhere or anywhere in supermarket, because now you have asked to be led by spiritual, and this is very important for us so that we get the people right close to us, so that we have this opportunity to ask questions. Because personally in my mind, I have always this mission in my mind running. So I'm looking for opportunity to ask questions. And it is my feeling that this is a good approach, because otherwise we'll do nothing. Any comment on that?
No, certainly it is incredibly important that you get into your communities and that you start asking these empathetic questions. You have one of your team members who have agreed to help. You have social studies that have wonderful examples of such questions of working with communities. And I think both your teammate Kona and Professor Goldberg had made it clear that the people you serve are the ones who are the experts in that community on what their needs are. So we trust that you will go out and do the right thing. And your passion and interest is enough to make this successful. You have been trained for a long time to care about the outcome of a family learning center. You've worked with diligence, and now it is time to go out into the communities and start doing the practical work.
Thank you, Sandra. Yes, Kona.
Thank you, Sonja. It has also come to my attention a unique opportunity. Globally, we have hundreds of thousands, if not millions, of people displaced from their home communities, living in refugee camps. And I'm wondering about the efficacy of at some point going to those communities to help them learn the design team process so that they can work together to rebuild their lives, maybe not in their home country, but wherever spirit takes them. Could you comment on this possibility and if the planetary management team is working towards this goal, that we can work with you?
That is a very commendable suggestion. But we also have to warn that the outcomes of such vulnerable communities might not be the generalized outcomes you are seeking to study, but certainly the attention to these communities is most commendable, and we would support you in seeking to support them. And of course, the model that you wish to share is one that you have to work out amongst yourselves first. So once you have complete agreement on how you want to share this model, it is correct to share it with others in different communities who are in need of such models.
Thank you for that comment. Thank you.
Spirit is very eager to work with you. Spirit is very eager to get to communities. And there are some ethical considerations that had been brought up in this group before. We must make sure that you look again at those ethical considerations of working with different communities and what needs to be in place before you do so.
Thank you for that reminder.
Sanjad, I have a question. You said celestial are with you, and we know that. But I was reading this morning a message from our stellar friends. Name was Orion, but it was a human from a far away planet who communicate with us through spirit. They not travel here, but they communicate with spirit. And these persons are on a planet well advanced in era of light and life. It seemed to me when I read those messages that they are ready and even missioned by Christ Michael to help Urantia, to bring Urantia to this state of where love will prevail one day. So my question is it possible for us to ask this person or other person from Stellar, well advanced, which are on the correcting time mission, to have message from them, ask them in the co-creative design team, not only with Celestial, but with Stellar friends, because they have big experience how to raise their children. Is it a possibility or not?
I'm very grateful that you've asked that question, Jacques. I think you would have realized that we are always encouraging you to become aware of how vast your universe is and how many other civilizations there are out there. We certainly would encourage you to seek contact to learn from other civilizations that you might be aware of and whose messages are being channeled and to which you have access. I will also point out that your new friend Stefan has also written something which talks about contacts with other civilizations that are much more advanced in light and life. So yes, messages are coming through from other worlds. And yes, we do encourage you to learn from other civilizations who have gone through similar processes as you are now facing.
So it means that if all the team agree, we could ask consciously to you, to Christ Michael, and to these stellar friends, if they want to join us on our meetings Friday or Wednesday or maybe Sunday. That would be the way to do it.
It is not clear to me what the answer is. This is Martha speaking. I don't think my library allows me to answer that one.
Anyway, the question has been asked. The answer will come in due time, I'm sure. That's it for me.
Thank you very much. If there are no more questions, I just want to reiterate.
Kona has a question.
Sorry, Sandra, I do have another question. I've been reviewing the information given through the writings of Daniel Raphael with regards to the 7 innate and core values. And it seems to me that these values can be rearranged in relationship to each other, and that in fact, the research is beginning to show some genetic markers that validate them being innate in human beings. And I'm wondering if working on those values and with those values, can we please get more clarity on how they operate and more information, because it seems like we're lacking a lot of information about these core values, and it would be most helpful if we could get a more full picture of these values and how they work not only on our planet but in other places in the universe. Thank you. That's my question.
That is a very heavy question because it would require a long time. Maybe the most important one is, as you know, that these are the values that most represent the way the universe operates. It explains the contours of the universe. It explains how relationships evolve. I think that your best answer would be in you working them out yourselves, because as you've discovered before, the interest of the spirit world is in you and how you approach the different questions we put before you. The values have been given to you to be used for decision making. And we've explained to you that when you make decisions using these values, you're approaching a divine way of being. You're approaching the way relationships operate in your universe. But it's only when you use and apply them that the benefits appear to you. So it's easy to talk about life. We all know what life means. We all know what it means when life is not there. These days, you are in all your societies also considering whether you can voluntarily give up your life. The medical assistance in dying programs in various countries allow you to see what happens when you can voluntarily agree to no longer be alive. In terms of quality of life, you know that changes all the time. when you're younger, your quality of life is very different from when you're in your 80s and 90s, and your life becomes smaller again. And you can live in one room, whereas previously you've lived in many-roomed homes. The same with growth. The growth pattern at different times of your life is quite distinct. So it is up to you humans to decide how these values influence you, to determine how they work, to use them for your decision-making. So I think it is very difficult to answer, to say how this works in the universe. All we can say is, do look at the different models, or the different examples there are of other planets, not only in the Urantia book, but in the literature of people who've written about these things. As Jacques says, if he wants to experiment with speaking with other civilizations and seeing how they've learned from it, that is very helpful. We certainly would encourage you to do that. It is our job to help you grow, and we are very interested in how all of you come together to discuss these issues. You know very well that us giving answers does not help you come up with the kind of answers that are useful for your civilization and that has been sifted through your life experiences. We enjoyed very much listening to Professor Goldberg displaying the kind of experience that he's had with design, with human-centered design. Those are the things that we think are useful to you, to listen to the experience of others, to explore your own experiences, and to, as people, work together to come up with solutions that are fitting for your civilization. The spirit world is here to assist you, to guide you, but we also want to make sure that you make decisions in alignment with your own growth patterns where you are. We're very grateful that this group has continued. We realize that there are big tensions around time responsibilities and time availabilities. You all come from different places. There are new people being sent to your group. We would encourage you to learn from them, to open your group to more people who are interested in participating in this. I know, Kona, we have not come to the answer that you've wanted, but I want to encourage you with your wisdom to help the group as well, because you have been put in a special position where you have greater access to the kind of thinking around the design team process. I hope that's enough for the moment.
Of course. Thank you so much, Sanja. Thank you for that.
Juan, do you have a question? You can ask your question in Spanish because Martha understands Spanish. If it's easier for you, feel free. The mic is closed.
You're on mute, Juan.
You are muted, Juan. You are muted.
I think he has no question.
Gracias. No, por los momentos no tengo ninguna pregunta. De verdad, si tuviera algo interesante, lo hiciera, ¿no? Pero ahorita no tengo en mi mente nada importante que pueda preguntar. Entonces, adelante y muchísimas gracias por la oportunidad. Gracias.
Gracias, Juan. Es muy apreciado.
Gracias, Sonja.
If I may,
Yes.
if I may just remind you in what a very privileged position you all are. There are not many groups on your planet at this time who are trying as hard as you are to make sense of this celestial mortal contact, to make sense of the 7 values, to make sense of the kind of decision-making that will create more sustainable lives for you. We are deeply grateful for your presence. We are deeply grateful for your continued participation in this group. And we are sure that you will make the necessary inroads into the process to make a meaningful contribution to your planet. Please go in peace. We will be here watching and guiding, should you need it.
Thank you, Sonja. Thank you, Martha.
Thank you, Sonja.
Beautifully said, Martha. I like the answer to Kona. Ouais, ouais. Do the job yourself. We will help you. But that's always, but it's interesting. What I have understood finally is the group is opening because next Friday we will have a new person joining. So apparently, slowly but surely, this group will grow. So maybe it's this opportunity for us because we are still very small group for the time being to learn this role of facilitator, inquiry, and to structure our group. It's what I see important now. Structure our group because as soon as we will have more people, we need to be ready. Because when you have 10 or 10 people around you, it becomes quite complex to the facilitator have to be very strong to conduct the session. And I am very pleased to learn that Sonja also see an opportunity for us to have the help from, I would say, stellar friends. I will share with you what I was reading this morning from Orion. But it's a nice message.
Can you describe?
Oh yes, Orion, you know, it's a guy, it's the name is Orion because he said, I am from the constellation of Orion.
Orion, yeah.
I belong to your super universe. I am a little bit higher, no, what do you say? Plus grand.
Tall, yeah.
Told compared to you. But I still have 2 arms, 2 eyes, 1 nose, 2 legs. If you saw me the first time, you say, wow, strange, but still you will be friend with me for sure. They don't come here traveling. They don't need. They are in life and life era, and they try to help a planet like our planet. And Orion is connected to Urantia, and is now speaking to 2 persons I know. It's Alphaik in the always this group of, let's say, divine love, and another person, but with the same, more or less the same group. So when I see what he said, when I read what he said, so yeah, we could ask question how they raise their children, because they say there are no problem because everywhere is love, just love. So they have no problems. They live longer than we live, and they have no, I suppose, no police issue and all that stuff. And they are probably, it's a question to them later, but probably they have a mission by Christ Michael to help those rebel planets like we are here in Urantia. And it seems that the connection with us is through more or less TR ring. even it's another name, but it's always the same process. They connect to us through spirit, not physically. Yes, Juan?
Juan's hand is up. Yeah, I'll just see.
Por favor, traduce, Marta.
Sí, señor.
Ok, todos estos días yo he estado experimentando con hacer videos, ¿verdad? Con transcripciones de la misión de enseñanza. En realidad, correcting time, ¿ok? Eso incluye 1111 Group, Progress Group, incluye dynals.org, bigmathspeaks.live y así. O sea, para mí la misión de enseñanza es mucho más amplia de la parte de los grupos NOCO. Hay muchos más grupos donde hay mucha información.
Juan, can I just translate up to there? Thank you.
Okay.
Juan has just been saying he's been making videos and he's been following the transcripts from many of the other groups, and that for him, the correcting time in the teaching mission is much larger than just the Northern Colorado group. And so he's been looking at the Daynal and many of the other groups. Yeah, please continue.
Entonces, con esas transcripciones yo estoy haciendo unos videos que los estoy colgando en Urantia Outreach Mission, ¿ok?
And
Con la finalidad de que ustedes los vean y puedan por lo menos darme una opinión de qué les parece. Voy por buen camino o no lo estoy haciendo bien, pero es importante que ustedes vean esos videos. Por favor.
thank you. I will just stop for a moment there so I can translate. Juan is saying that using all these transcripts, he has made quite a few videos, which he has put on the Urantia Outreach YouTube channel, and he would like us to look at them to tell him whether he's on the right path or not on the right path. Jacques?
A question from Juan. You share with me a video this week.
Yes.
This video is about angels, which are close to us. Did you make this video yourself?
Yes. With AI.
Who is speaking? Who is the voice who is speaking? It's an AI voice?
It's a voice synthesized from the same AI.
I am completely bluff because I saw you pick up this one from internet. No, it's wonderful. You can share this one with the group. Huh?
Can he show it to us now? Can he show it to us now?
Oh.
Kona, are you happy that we see his videos? They're very short, aren't they? Juan, ¿de cuánto tiempo es?
Hay algunos de 1 minuto 40, 2 minutos,
So
3 minutos. Hay de 8 minutos y de 9 minutos.
Could you show us some of the short ones? He says there's some that are 1 minute, 42 minutes, some are 8 minutes long, some are 9 minutes long. Should we ask him to show us some of the short ones? Kona, are you happy?
I have launched the video if you wish.
Okay, yes, please.
It's 2 minutes.
Sure.
It's 2 minutes 30. Wait.
Let's watch at least one because I was making a note that Juan has asked us to review some of these videos to see whether he's on the right track or not. And I need a reminder about how to get there. And also, before I forget, Jacques, I know you sent me an invitation to be a user in Zoom and I haven't followed up with that yet. I bet I haven't forgotten. It's been a long week.
No, it's no problem. You see the screen?
Yes.
Yes.
So the title is called Guardian of Destiny. your invisible companion. So let's start. It's okay for the
Is there sound to it?
audio? Yeah.
I don't have any audio. You have to make sure that you choose audio. So if you stop sharing, and then when you have the share screen in the bottom left-hand corner, it says share audio.
Oh, you have to say share screen.
No, not there. So stop sharing the screen with us, first of all.
Yeah.
Stop sharing.
Yes.
Okay, and now do share screen again. And when you get the pop-up screen in the bottom left, it says audio.
Ah, yeah, I see it. Oh,
You have to click on that for us to see, to hear the audio.
Yeah.
That's all.
okay.
Have you ever felt
Better?
a presence, a guiding
Yes,
hand
thank
in
you.
your life? Like someone or something is watching over you, leading you, protecting you. You are not alone. We all have companions on this journey we call life. They are with us from our first breath to our last. They are with us even when we don't realize it. These companions are invisible to the human eye. They exist on a different plane, a spiritual dimension beyond our normal perception. But their presence is undeniable. They are the whispers of intuition, the synchronicities that shape our paths, the moments of grace that lift us up. These are not figments of imagination or wishful thinking. These are real beings, divine beings assigned to us from the moment we are born. They are our guardians of destiny. Their existence is not a matter of faith or belief. It is a matter of spiritual fact. They are as real as the air we breathe, as the love we feel, as the very life force that flows through us. In the profound teachings of the Urantia book, we are introduced to these celestial beings, the guardians of destiny. These are not angels, nor are they ascended masters. They are a unique order of spiritual beings, dedicated to the individual welfare and spiritual evolution of each human soul. Imagine a love so pure, so selfless, that it dedicates itself entirely to your growth, your happiness, your fulfillment. That is the love of a guardian of destiny. They are the embodiment of divine love in its most personal form. They are assigned to us before we are even born. They know our souls, they know our potential, and they are committed to helping us achieve it. They are our constant companions, our unwavering supporters, our tireless cheerleaders. They are with us every step of the way, through thick and thin, through joy and sorrow, through triumph and failure. They never leave our side, not for a single moment. They are the epitome of unconditional love and unwavering support. Don't miss out. Subscribe and follow the Urantia Outreach Mission channel today. Dive deep into a wealth of videos exploring the Urantia book, the teaching mission, the magisterial mission, and Christ Michael's time of correction. Join us on this spiritual journey. Your growth awaits.
Nice.
So
Very nice. Very
Mhm.
nice, Juan. I was just wondering about the Shutterstock and the things on the video. Can one remove them, or do you have to pay for the images?
¿Me puedes repetir, Marta, en español?
Perdón, muy bien hecho, Juan. Estaba preguntando si encima de los imágenes dicen Shutterstock, ¿no? Los sitios de donde tú sacaste las imágenes. Quería saber si, por ejemplo, en video AI es tú,
Ok,
porque
te explico.
cuando mostraste el video se nota que dice Shutterstock cuando estás utilizando otras.
Ok, sí. Ok, te explico. Esta inteligencia artificial es gratuita y puede hacer estos videos hasta ciertos límites. Pero existe la versión de pago que es ilimitada.
Ok.
Lo que estoy tratando de decirle a ustedes es que hay una herramienta excelente que podemos adoptar. Esa herramienta se llama nvideo.dat.ai.
Mhm.
Y las manchas de agua son casualmente por eso, porque no he pagado.
Okay.
Si yo pago,
Yeah.
quito totalmente las manchas de agua. Y entonces los videos son nítidos, claros y sin esta publicidad.
Okay. So he's just saying that because he's using the free video, the watermarks appear. But if one pays, then if one pays, those watermarks will disappear and the video looks perfectly clear. So he wanted to show us that these technologies exist that we can use if we're willing to pay for them.
So
But
that's a
very-
good segue into, what Sanja confirmed for us that we need to discuss, that we really were talking about earlier, is our tools. Our
Yeah.
tools and how we're going to pay for them. iStock is, I did a subscription to iStock. I think the minimum is $70 a month
Yeah, sure.
to
Yeah.
get the watermark removed. So if I were to make a list of the things that we need to consider, video images is one.
Yeah.
I'm not familiar with the other one that Juan used, video images, but iStock is about $70 a month. And then also Miro, we still are not all attached with Miro.
Yeah.
And then our communication space. I set it up, but we're not using it. Our Google Chat communication space. And then the other one that became kind of controversial, but I want to discuss it again, is, we're doing a lot of research, and we had the idea of creating a wiki to put all of that in. And, as an organizational tool. And I'm wondering, how you guys feel about that at this point. I mean, we need an organizational tool to capture the different things that we're doing. What do you guys think?
Yeah, you agree. Today, for example, I store on my own computer and a backup also hard drive, all the transcript, all the recording. And this is important for the future, for the group. So we have to share this and all the questionnaire, for example, or research we have done on different subjects are there. We can come back at any time. So yes, we need to share on a common place. But
Mhm.
I am not an IT guy, so I don't know the best
Right.
place to store them.
Juan?
Sí, otra cosa que quería decirle es que por mi cabeza pasan muchas ideas, muchas cosas y a veces no las hago porque no veo cómo se puede aplicar. Por ejemplo, les envié ahorita un escrito por email. ¿Lo pueden buscar, por favor?
He says, he says many ideas go through his mind and he doesn't always implement them. For this moment, he has sent us an email. If we can please open it. ¿Lo hiciste por Gmail?
Sí, Gmail.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Ok, ¿alguien lo podría abrir?
You
Can
want me?
somebody please
Yes,
open it?
I will share it. Let me
Okay,
do.
thank you.
Let me do it.
Ok. Eso fue utilizando la herramienta del doctor Neil Goldman de GPT. Hice esa búsqueda, ¿verdad?
Mm-hmm.
En en un sitio web solamente, porque yo sé que hay mucha información ahí que mucha gente no conoce, porque no conocen el sitio web. Hice una búsqueda, ¿podrías traducir para proseguir?
Oh, so he was just saying, so he used Neil's suggestions and he went to AI to get these outcomes of the design team process. Yeah.
What's the source of the work what's the source of your work? Is this Daniel's work or is this Daniel, or where does this information come from?
Juan, ¿qué es el origen de todo este? ¿Es el puro ChatGPT o está conectado a Daniel o al
No.
trabajo de Daniel?
Mira, lo que pasa es que el trabajo de Daniel ya está incluido en casi todos los sitios web. O sea, tú haces cualquier búsqueda de Daniel Rafael y vas a conseguir cualquier cosa acerca de él.
He says
Este
Daniel's
trabajo,
work is already included in most chat GPT because he's put it on an open web, yes?
Who put
Sí.
it on the open web? Daniel?
Daniel.
Oh,
Remember it's
right,
on
okay.
Google, yeah.
Yeah.
este trabajo lo hice sobre Big Mac Speaks.live.
Mhm.
So this is
Ahí,
exactly Daniel's work, yeah?
ahí está todo el trabajo de Daniel Rafael, todas las transcripciones están ahí incluidas. Y para que se fijen que ahí mismo en ese sitio web aparece el paper de Design Team Process. ¿Ok? No quise hacer nada acerca de él, no quise hacer una búsqueda como ya verán. ¿Puedes bajar un poquito la página?
Can you please let us see the bottom part of the page,
Yes.
Juan? Jacques, sorry.
Ok, esta fue una cuestión que le hice a ese documento especialmente de Daniel Rafael, porque lo conseguí en el sitio web. Ok. Puedes ir bajando. Este es el trabajo de Daniel Rafael acerca de Design Team.
Yeah.
Puedes bajar un poquito.
You can continue going down.
Ajá, ok. Te dice todo lo más importante y te da un sumario, un resumen.
He says it gives you all the important things and gives you a summary. No, thank you
Ok.
so much, Juan.
Ahora
This is so valuable. No, es muy...
Ahora el trabajo más importante que yo veo es este que sigue. Entonces son todas las transcripciones que tienen que ver con Design Team, que se han hecho en
And
diferentes grupos.
all the transcripts that have to do with the design team in different groups. Juan, eso es maravilloso. Muchas gracias.
Puedo ir bajando. Gracias a ustedes. Ah,
So
ok.
you see they're all
Vamos a ver la
different.
estructura. Vamos a ver la estructura de la búsqueda. Ok.
So
Explain. Yeah, please go ahead, Kona.
is Juan finished though?
Yeah, he wanted to say how he did the search. Juan, ¿querías
Ok.
decir cómo hiciste la búsqueda antes de que Kona te preguntas?
Ok, hice la búsqueda, pero le dije que de cada documento me sacaran unas citas textuales que referenciaran el resumen, el extracto que se hizo. ¿Ok? Entonces, hay una cuestión que yo recuerdo que dijo Daniel Rafael, que dónde estaban las citas textuales de las transcripciones. Bueno, por lo menos aquí hay algunas. Entonces, eso es exactamente lo que dijo el ser celestial en ese momento.
He says this is exactly what the celestial teacher was saying in this moment, because Daniel had said where were the exact quotations, and he's now found the exact quotations given by the celestial teachers.
Okay.
Yes. Here, for example, you said adaptive design team must be flexible and innovative to address unforeseen challenges, and the quote is from Daniel. Okay.
Well, I like that this gives the reference to the material that it gets the information from. That's very helpful. I personally would need time to read through it.
Yeah.
There's a lot that has been created that I have not had time to read through and like study what's been given and integrate it into, you know, the work that we're doing. So we're generating a lot of information, but we haven't had the time to really spend with the material that's been generated in order to see how best to use it. That's my observation. Do you guys have an opinion about that?
I just want to ask Juan if he understood. Juan, ¿tú entendiste lo que dijo Kona? Que has hecho una cantidad de trabajo, pero ella siente que no hemos tenido suficiente tiempo para integrar toda esta información nueva.
Sí, sí, más o menos entendí. Ahora, vamos a revisar bien el documento que tenemos aquí enfrente para revisar ciertas cosas importantes.
So he
Podría
says,
bajar.
but can you go down? He says, let us revise this document that we have in front.
Ok, aquí hay uno.
Okay,
por
good.
ejemplo, es el grupo Conversaciones con Moyoronson. Conversation with Moyoronson. All right?
Yeah.
Entonces aquí te habla de lo que es el equipo de diseño. Okay.
So Juan, this document from Johansson in number 64 is about design team development, and through AI you have made the summary. Is that correct?
Sí, así es.
That
Okay,
is
podríamos
true.
bajar más. Aquí también es Conversation with Moyoronson, forming co-creative design teams.
Oh, no.
Okay. This one is nuevos tiempos, ¿cómo es? New era, transition, o conversation, que fue anterior a la net. Este es de Daniel Rafael también. Este es con el maestro Charles. Aquí hay un net que es nueva era de transición.
No, I think it's
Además,
really important that we read all of this because we haven't. No, brilliant work. Thank you, Juan.
aquí hay
Un
otro,
trabajo maravilloso, ¿ya?
Oh.
aquí hay otro grupo que se llama, déjame ver, Line Team. Creo que con este Mark Rogers.
Mark Roger. Yeah.
Habla de lo mismo. Sigamos. Este es de Line Team Teacher, es del mismo grupo. Igual. Ahora, si ustedes quieren llegar al original, solamente tienen que darle clic a la parte azul y te llevan hasta allá.
If I may, we are accumulating a lot of information. We need to transition into what to do with that information. Because we've been told that we are past the information gathering phase, and we are supposed to be implementing this. And so this is valuable information, but we need to figure out what our tools are to collaborate and how we're going to, you know, when Juan brings us this, or when Jacques brings us information that they've pulled either through AI or through research, that's great, but we're not really doing anything with that. I have loads of these documents sitting in my email. And that's not helpful. It's not helpful to continue to compound, you know, pull information and park it, and pull information and park it, and pull information and park it. We're not using the information that's being pulled constructively. So what I see with this is that this is complementary to the document that we created, but so far, the document that we created on the development of the design team, most of the information in front of us is in that document, right?
Yes.
So this is a similar document to that we could compare the two side by side to see what we've done. But the piece that we need now, as Sandhya reminded us, is the praxis, those 5 steps that Neil Goldberg gave us. What are we doing with the information? It's time to implement, and we have to, 1, start with our tools, and 2, go back to our roles, and then figure out how we're going to begin doing these things constructively. Otherwise, we're going to be stuck in a loop of gathering material. Martha.
No, we are not. Oh, sorry. Yes.
Thank you. I just wanted to respond to that. I think that's a very valid comment, Kona. And I am willing to take this piece and look at this piece against our 12-step program and see how it strengthens, how we can add to that 12 steps using this is one way I thought we could make it useful. And I was also going to ask through you, Jacques, as the facilitator today, if Kona can be given an opportunity to go through the 5 steps mentioned by Neil Goldberg so that becomes clearer to us.
So I have the 5 steps somewhere open here if you wish. Just the 5
Thank you. They
steps.
were, yeah, I remember he
So,
spoke about them, yeah.
Let me
So
share
maybe
it.
Kona can just help
Yeah.
make sure that we understand them in the context of those 12 steps. ¿Estás bien, Juan? Porque se nota que no hay opción, ¿ves?
This is our 12
12
steps, and
Mhm.
below the Nils. Okay, these
Okay.
are the steps.
Mhm.
I did not make a table here, but they are just here.
Okay, this is great. I had not had a chance. I saw that you had sent this. I haven't had a chance to read through it.
Yeah. And I did edit it because there was some small.
Okay, so empathetic inquiry would be the next first thing that we need to discuss. But also, I did, because I wasn't at Friday, I listened to Daniel Raphael's transmission, and I was transcribing it for myself so that I got all of the pieces. And there was a huge emphasis on the role of facilitator, and
Yes.
that we were in that conversation last time I was with the group. We were in the conversation about the role of facilitator. And so I think that it's also important that we address. So we have really 3 things here. We have the steps, we have the role of facilitator, and we have our tools. So we can probably finish the conversation on our tools and what we're going to do to take steps to ensure that we all have access to the tools. Maybe take 10 minutes to do that, and then the role of the facilitator based on what Daniel has said, because we have to know our roles before we can begin this next thing, which is empathetic inquiry. Right? So if we're doing them in order to be functional, tools, facilitator, and roles, and then actually take on this next thing. So I think, Jacques, you can stop sharing for the moment and save
Okay.
this. Let's get, I need to be caught up on where we are with the Miro board.
So Miro board, we did some tests with Juan, both alone. Problem seems that I have, when I open Miro, even if I have Zoom account, I cannot, he can see the Miro, but he cannot use it as we did with David. So
Okay, and these are each of you has a free account, right?
on Miro, yes.
Okay. So I will take it upon myself to get with Neil and find out what it takes to have a working team use the Miro board, because I don't know. And that's one of our priorities. So I'll send an email to him to see if he can help me understand, you know, how we can each work together on that and see what he says. So that's Kona's task.
May I ask, it's very clear that we haven't had the training we need. If he is willing to train us on the Miro board, do you think he might be? Do you think he might give us an hour to train us, or would that be asking too much of him?
I can ask. I know that he's not teaching this semester. He's focused on writing and he's traveling. I won't see him again until September 26th. He may be able to answer a question between now and then via email, and I can also ask if he can do that. He did spend some time training us, but Miro also has video training tools. Now, what I don't know is if they're bilingual, but I would think that they are because David uses Miro.
Yeah.
So the training should be. So I'm going to make this one of my big priorities for the week, in addition to getting caught up on everything that's been emailed.
Okay.
So then the second is the communication space, where we can share documents rather than having them in email. So how are you guys feeling about that at this time? And do we need a communication space where we can share documents and have a place where they're stored?
It would be nice. You mentioned something about, it was about Google, or is there another system?
Let's see. No, it's through Google, and I created 2. And the only people that have joined the Google space were David, Martha, B, and myself. That's our design team. That was the operations space. Let me see what this other one is. Design team research. And that was Jacques, Martha, David, B, and myself. So Juan, do you have a Gmail account?
Juan, ist das Moodle? Tienes que... sí.
Yes, I do. I have Google email.
Okay, so let me add Juan. Let me see if it pops up. Yeah, okay, here it is right here. All right, so I've just added Juan. So
do you want to show us where you are? Can you quickly
sure.
Can you share your screen, please?
Do you guys know how, Martha, I know that you and I have done this. Juan and Jacques, do you know how to get to the Google's chat space?
I have been there one time, but since
Okay.
that
May I
time.
share my screen
Yes,
then?
please.
Sure. And because this is kind of, critical for us to figure out if we're going to have a stored space. All right. Okay. Okay, if you each have your Gmail account open, this is my Gmail account. You go here where the 9 dots are, and the Google Chat is here.
Ah, okay.
Okay.
Mhm.
If you click on that, chat comes up, and over here on the right, you have spaces. And we can create a new chat, but we have spaces. I've created the Friday design team operations. And when I go to manage members, I'm going to add Juan to this.
Kona, can I just understand something? Is this
Sure.
exactly the same space where Mission Urantia was, but we're no longer linked to it? Am I right?
Correct. Yeah. So
Okay.
you would just go to your Gmail chat space. It's not exclusive like Yoam because it's not connected to a business.
Okay. Perfect.
Right. So once we're here, then you have chat, you have shared so that we can add our files here and whatever. So just like today, Juan's email can be put in, either you can add it in the chat. If you use the plus sign, it takes you to Google Drive and you can add from Google Drive, or you can upload here and this will take you to your computer.
Okay.
Whatever you want to do there.
Mhm.
So we can communicate here on different projects, whatever we're doing, but this is the place that if you want one place where all of your documents are and it's free, then we can share here. You retain your author authority, you retain your authorship of whatever documents, but then they're all in one place for us to look at. So here's, months ago, we split up between research and operations, right? And I was kind of doing both. We had some people that wanted to focus on operations. We had some people that wanted to focus on research. I don't think we are doing that route. Daniel is pretty opposed to us creating any kind of an organization. So I don't know that we need this operations chat necessarily. But the research, we can also have something that is focused on design team methods. So if I can create a chat that is all about, creating this design team methodology, if that's helpful. We don't want too many, as Martha can tell you, too many chats is too much for some people and it's not necessarily as helpful, or we can keep everything in one place.
Personally, I would prefer to have several places, like, for example, all transcript in one place.
Oh, yes. Yeah, no, certainly.
All,
All the
all,
transcripts. Yeah.
all research in one place.
Yeah.
Okay.
All creative design team in one place. Family Learning Center in one place, including
Okay.
questionnaire. I think so, because at the end, it will be complex.
So you see, FDT will be Friday Design Team transcripts.
Yeah. Okay. So,
So if
I will load them there myself.
Sure, and I'm just going
Okay.
to add each person.
Yeah, of course.
Add Juan, Jacques, Martha, B. Who else is in our group? John Morse, David. Those are just all okay. So all of those folks are added. You have to look into your email to see the invitation.
Yeah.
Or I'm going to say hello to see if it pops up in your, so you can see that. You should get a message that you have a chat message. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So transcripts, the three of you have,
I could also put all the old ones in, all the ones that I had done right in the beginning, from the very beginning, from first, second, third, etc.
right, all of the transcripts that
Yeah.
you have, all of the transcripts that you have, and then do you want to use the research one for just like today's AI? Do we want AI research or just all research, or what does
I
that
think it's
look like?
going to be complicated because research, if we have a separate one for family learning centers, then we should have
Okay.
research on design team and research. So we should have design team should be one title, and then we should have research underneath that, and family learning center should be one title, and underneath that as a subheading, research on family learning centers.
Okay, so we have design team research. What
Okay.
do we need this
Le-
one to be? Family learning center research?
Family learning center research, yes.
Sorry, my friend, but I will stop here for the time being. But I will read the session, but I will leave you.
You have
Okay?
to
You
leave
have to
now?
leave
Yeah.
us.
Yes.
Do you
Do
have
we
to
have a
make one of
host?
us the host?
Yeah.
Who's going to be the
No,
host when
no.
you leave?
No. I leave the system open.
Okay,
I will close, so you can continue. No problem. It's
okay,
recorded. No. I did
okay,
not shut down.
okay.
But I
Thank
will
you.
leave. Okay. Sorry for that.
Take
Thanks,
care. Love
Jacques.
to your wife.
See ya.
Okay. Take care. Merci beaucoup, monsieur. I'm sorry that he's left now because I wanted to ask maybe Kona and Juan then. Are we going to invite the man, the Reverend that Daniel brought to us, to become part of our design team? The first question. And the second question, should we also ask Stefan, and he might not have any time, to become part of the design team, or should we not do that?
So that goes back to something we discussed before, is when somebody comes, having them start as an observer, participate
Okay.
in an observer, and giving them some time to see how we operate.
Absolutely. Yeah. Okay.
So we can invite them to, be an observer to see how
Yeah.
the process goes, because that keeps it from being complicated. Because if somebody comes in and they don't know how we operate, then we have
Absolutely.
chaos. They're confused, and then they might not want to come back because they don't understand.
Yeah.
That's my thought.
We
Juan, do you have
a
something
little
else?
bit, at the moment, we are a little bit confused because we don't have a facilitator, and we become TRs at a at a drop of a hat. So we are a little bit unstructured. So yeah, so
Martha,
and thanks for that. Yeah, I'm very
how was
grateful.
it for you to TR today like that? I mean, I
It
got a
was a
very clear
little,
message for you.
it was a little bit disconcerting, and I guess I second guessed myself because I wasn't really ready. It was very sudden. So I'm not, and it's part of my larger thing of having more than a decade of TRing, but not in public. So it's something that I have to just do. So
Okay. So I think it's important, though, that Juan, go ahead.
Ok, lo que dijo Kona, opino que sí, esas personas pueden ser observadoras y ellas deben expresar su voluntad de anexarse definitivamente al grupo. El resto seguirán siendo observadores.
yeah, so
Could you
he
translate?
says that he agrees with you that the new people should be observers, and they should expressly state that they want to be part of the group. Otherwise, they should continue being observers. Yeah, that seems fair.
That's a
Cece?
great point.
Yeah.
Yeah, to express to be part.
Yeah, expressly
And so
state.
our protocols for the observer, when I became an observer, was just to observe. And then I was given the opportunity at the end to make comments or ask questions.
Yeah.
Okay. And that seems appropriate unless we have a special guest for some reason, you know, where they're with us on purpose, like Neil was.
Like Neil, yeah. Yeah.
To give us some sort of instruction on something in particular, and also as Stefan did. I mean, has Stefan asked to come back to be a part of the group?
Not at all. It's just that the work he does is so splendidly aligned. And I've just finished reading his dolphin cetacean messages, where he goes and visits another planet much more advanced. And so what Jacques is talking about is 100% aligned to that. So I just thought he has that experience, and maybe, and yeah. So I was just going to say we could ask, they can, you know, even just to observe one, and then he'll see, because few people have all the time available.
Right. Okay, so then our second, so I think we have that settled, and we should probably do a quick note to the team about observers. You know, this is something that we discussed.
Yeah. We don't have a protocol in place. Should we do a protocol? I mean, isn't that part of the 12-step, what we're talking about here? Shouldn't it go into the 12 steps?
I think so. I think we actually have that there. We should double check. So maybe look at the 12 steps.
Let me quickly bring up the 12 steps and let us see if we can just add that. So all of these things, you're absolutely right, will have to go to the Google space. We have to then take all our documents to the Google space.
Yeah, it would be so helpful, because right now I am going to have to search. I mean, I've tried to, if I don't have time to read, I've tried to mark the emails and put them into our Friday design team folder so that I can go back and reference them. But I have a lot of reading to catch up on, and then to have the transcripts in one place instead of in the email is also very helpful. I mean, I can invite Daniel to these chat spaces, you know, and anybody else.
I just wanted to say, if I was going to download all the previous, a year ago when we started, where would I put them and in what order?
That's a great question. Well,
So-
we have one for transcripts.
Okay, so we have one for so we just go one by one and I just place them, yeah? Okay.
Or you can put them all in a Google Drive folder, and then you can upload that folder to, you know, inside the chat space, because the Google Drive is a little bit easier than off the computer, but you know, yeah. You know, each of us would need to do that, but mostly you and Jacques and Juan have done the most work. B has contributed. I have done very little contribution as far as documents. So you guys are, I mean, I've done some transcriptions. I can upload the transcriptions that I've done of, you know, Daniel's TR work on Fridays, especially when I first started. All right, what do you have for us? Let's see. Bonding, formation of trust.
You see, the previous one is about who's in the select team members and strategic recruitment. So it seems that it might fit in here. Select team members, shouldn't we? I like this one. Always use those who complain most. If you can convince them, you can convince anyone. So I was wondering if this is where we have to put in let's go down and see, because maybe that is where, Juan, por favor, nos ayude. Estamos buscando dónde poner la parte de observador.
Does he have this in Spanish handy?
¿Tú lo tienes en español? Sí.
Well, he likes the English too, though. Sorry.
Sí, lo tengo en español. Permítame, yo creo que si es un observador, es como, es un miembro de segunda, no categoría en cuanto a, sino
Yeah.
dos clases de miembros, unos fijos y otros
Yeah.
observadores.
Entonces, ¿en qué número vamos a poner? Okay, entonces, it's not 7. Okay, we're now with, you see, appropriate tools.
So
And
we're past.
And this one as well. You see, 6 and 8 are pretty much the same. Effective work processes and appropriate tools. So maybe we should also make sure that we understand the difference between work processes and tools. Because here we have the tools and they're not really work processes, or are they?
Mm-mm.
Should this go
This
down?
is
Number 8?
where number 6 is where we put in
The 5
meals.
processes. Okay,
Right.
so I'm taking these out. Then let me do that. Let me take this out and let me put them down here in number 8. So, okay, use appropriate tools. Okay.
Yeah.
So this is where they go. And then quickly, do you have the 5? So the work processes
I think I
is,
have that handy.
it is also in that summary that we did. Yeah. The first one is empathetic.
Oh,
So
I'm
gonna
looking at
call
the
them
wrong thing.
5, do you call them processes?
Empathetic inquiry.
Yeah, so 5 processes. Should I say here?
Or it's
where
5 steps. It's 5
5
steps.
steps?
Mhm.
Okay, 4 for design thinking, or 5 steps for?
Right, for co-creative design.
Okay. Should I put the Professor Neil Goldberg or not?
You can, I mean, you can, but it's broader than him. He's just
Okay.
shared it with us.
Okay, so the first one is empathetic.
Inquiry.
Okay. Second one was what is might, this how might we? The second one was how might we, I think. The third one was, I know the fourth one is prototype. We do have them in that thing that, okay.
I don't have that in front of me, so
Okay.
and I don't know them by heart, unfortunately.
Okay. So let me just put this in yellow so I can get it right. Because he has just sent that to us. So I'm going to stop here. File save. Save a copy. Okay. I'll stop sharing so I can do that. But so that's really important to get that right and get the, so we were trying to figure out, I'm just going to go and see where we have that. It came from Jacques.
Yeah, I'm in the wrong place. This is what I mean, having to go through
Yeah, so
the
many
emails. Yeah. We can also post the recordings in there.
Okay, that's perfect.
Transcripts and recordings.
Okay, so it's not in there. I'm just box.
Here it is. I have it.
You have it? Oh, can you if you have it, let me write it down.
Sure.
Okay.
Let me get to the part. We have the 12 steps. It comes after the 12 steps, right?
Oh, did he put them directly after? I just see. Oh, they're not in this version. Okay. You have it?
Here we are. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Define how we might do this. The second
Okay,
step is to define how we might do this. How might we question.
define how might we do this.
Mhm.
Okay,
Part 3
Okay.
is ideate, IDEATE, how you might
Okay.
address the challenge.
Okay, 3, ideate. Okay, ideate. Okay, how might we address the challenge? Yeah.
Step 4 is a prototype,
Mm-hmm.
and step 5 is to test the prototype.
Was prototype. Okay.
So part
Can you
of,
show it again? I'm just going to show this again. Yeah.
sure, part of the
Okay.
empathic inquiry, that's, you can
prototype.
also put in, research, empathetic inquiry.
And research. Yes, Juan.
Marta, una sugerencia.
Sí, señor.
¿Podrías poner apaisada la hoja más bien para que quepa más, tenga más espacio y se pueda
Okay.
escribir mejor?
Okay.
I was going to suggest landscape because we're going to need a 4th column. We will need a fourth column for our steps.
Okay. Okay. When you say our steps, okay, so then 4 is prototype, or sorry, 5 is test. Yeah.
Right. So
Testing.
literally what you had put in the 3rd column was what you were going to do with youth, right?
Yeah. So this shouldn't, okay, so
So
yeah.
what's in the 3rd column for youth maybe should be in the 4th column. And the 3rd column are our steps in so if we go back up to the top.
Okay, so let's get the youth. So let's take the adapted for youth. I'm going to have to take them in and put them next door, yeah?
Yes.
City until where we go. So I think it's up to there because, okay. Okay, so I'm going to cut and I'm going to put it in the last column. ¿Entiendes lo que estamos haciendo?
Sí, sí, exactamente. Sí, sí.
Okay.
Cambiando de columna.
Sí. Entonces that was up to 4. So we'll leave 3.
So when you tell me when you're done with that, and then we'll go back to step 1.
Okay, so I just want to go back to, so this must then also go to the next one. Whoop. Cut and okay. Okay, so this one stays here. The 5 steps for co-creative design stays there. And then we just follow, okay, there's nothing here. So the appropriate tools.
Those are fine there.
Stays there. Okay, so how to reach your generation, repeated exposure. Okay. Okay, and you want us to go to the top again. So there's, okay. Was that 12? Yeah, okay. So let's go right to the top. Yeah.
So here with your organizer, where you have a topic of concern in a community, you're literally doing step 1 of praxis. So this would be, in this, you have step, you have description. This would be praxis, praxis.
What? Yeah.
Is the title of this column.
Which, this one?
Praxis.
Yeah.
Yep.
Sorry,
And so,
yes, yeah.
so the first thing that you have in this is empathetic inquiry. You have an inquiry into the community. So your organizer has inquiry. What's happening in the community that needs help.
Yeah.
This is being identified, and that's an I in well, you're in British English, so maybe it's an E, but in American English, it's
Oh,
an
so
I.
it's an I, okay. Oh, I think I've done it wrong twice, then let me just
It's
go
okay.
down there as well. Okay. Oh, it will be higher.
There it
Yeah.
is.
Mhm. Okay.
Marta, una
right.
sugerencia para que, Marta,
Sí,
una
señor.
sugerencia.
Sí.
Para que tengan más espacio hacia la izquierda, darle aquí a la opción que está aquí de desplazar columna, de desplazar hacia la izquierda.
He
Que
says
está aquí
to
en
make,
la,
sorry, let me just take the photo. Let's take our pictures away. He says to get more. ¿Qué necesitas que yo haga, Juan?
debajo del comando help.
Quiero que yo voy a help, ¿ya?
Ajá, ya, debajo, no, debajo de él, no. Regresa a donde estabas.
Okay,
Regresa a donde estabas.
ya.
Ok, pero en los comandos, regrésalo a donde estaban.
Yeah.
Quítale, clica help.
Oh, click the help, yeah. Okay. Whoop. Let me just see if I can go up. Nope. How do I get out of help? Whoop. No.
No,
Just
porque no
hit
tiene
the
nada que
X,
ver con
yeah.
lo que, no tiene que ver con lo que te iba a decir. Es para que desplaces la columna, el principio de las letras, la desplaces hacia la izquierda para que haya más espacio. Entonces, esos comandos quedan debajo debajo de esas letras, help. ¿Entiendes? Regresa
No entiendo, lo siento, no entiendo.
regresa a home, regresa a home.
Home, la
Ajá,
casa.
ok. Aquí,
Yeah,
debajo
yeah.
de esto hay dos comandos aquí abajo. Hay dos comandos abajito de help. Que lo puedo
Why do we
utilizar
need
para...
help?
You want
Sí,
this?
ese mismo. Ese.
Why do we
Ex-
need help?
No, he wants me underneath help to go
Sí,
here.
con eso puedes correr
Oh,
la columna.
right, because there's too much space next to the indentation of the dots.
Exactamente, eso es.
That's,
Okay,
yeah,
so
that's,
That is.
let's not take time during
Yeah,
our
okay.
session though to make
Yeah.
corrections there.
Tiene que verlo primero.
Sí,
Poner el prompt.
ella dice que mejor que hacemos este después, yo te lo mando después y tú puedes
Disculpa.
hacerlo para que no perdemos tiempo.
All right.
Pero
Está bien.
gracias, sí.
Okay.
Okay, so I can do it here as well. Yeah,
There you go.
okay.
So what in the community needs attention or is of concern?
Is of concern, yeah.
So this is, you might also say, active engagement with the community to inquire, what it is that they want, what they need help with. Because if they don't have anything that they want help with, even though we see a need, if they don't see the need, we're an outsider creating something that doesn't exist for them.
Yeah. Help with, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, what they require help with or desire help with, right? So that's the first step in organization. This is what Neil was talking about, that, when you're forming, the praxis goes along with even your formation, because you're not going to form if you don't have a need in the community.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, so then
So we put that here. They won't be okay.
Sure, you can make a note.
No team formation needed. No team formation needed. Formation needed if no
Without,
need in community.
right.
If no need is identified in community.
Right.
Okay.
Okay. All right, so then you select your team members. That's going to be part of your formation. And so if we were going to do anything in the praxis, it's just, you've got that there with the formation. You might say, what skills are needed to address the
You shouldn't
issue of
go
concern
with
in the community? What skills,
Okay.
it's identify skills. And that's the same thing as you have there, but it's literally, what are the skills necessary? The second step could also be put here is define how we might do this. How might we? And if you're asking the question, how might we, then you are in the process of identifying the skills needed. So that's step 2, even if you want to.
Okay, so I'm just going to say this identifies the skill need, yeah?
Right. Or
Oh, so this is also
helps
fine.
identify the skills needed.
Yeah. Oh, okay, let's just make this all small. Do we make this 1 and 2 or not? Oh no, we'll just put
I would
this.
put define first.
And this is where he says do this, okay? Yeah.
Right. And put define first and then identify.
Okay.
And you don't really need the identify because that's already in the second column.
Okay. Okay, so let's take that away.
Yeah.
Okay.
So scroll back up. How did you do that as a step in the first one?
Okay,
how
let
did
me
we
do
format?
it as Dutch as well. Okay.
Okay. All right.
So there's nothing across from bonding because that's still
no.
part of, yeah?
Right, because you're still, you are there.
So this steps, this 5
What was
steps
4?
appropriate.
What was 4?
Okay,
You
I'll
went
look
kind of
right
fast.
now. Book is test.
No,
So,
I meant go back up.
Yeah.
On the left, what is
Oh,
4
I see.
on the left?
Foster a collaborative work environment.
Okay.
Isn't that still part? So shall I take this title away and put it right at the top?
Right. That would be fine. Yeah.
Juan, ¿estás bien con lo que estamos haciendo? Vamos a poner este arriba.
Sí.
No.
Es para ya poner en práctica
Sí.
la metodología.
Yeah. Okay.
So if you're going to do that, let's put a 1 beside, go back up, put a 1 beside empathetic inquiry.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
And then the other ones are not 2, but they're sub.
Okay. And then the other one, absolutely. Okay. Yeah.
So they can, yeah.
Okay.
There you go.
Okay. And this
then
is number
define
2?
is 2.
Yeah. Okay. Oops, now it's suddenly wanting to give another one. Okay.
There you go. All right.
And then we go down to
And here we are
ideate. Where does ideate go, which will then be
I think it's going to be here.
Yeah. And then obviously prototype will be 4. But we'll wait until we Okay, so where does prototype go?
So let's scroll down.
Encourage systems thinking, use appropriate tools, determine value system, support professional.
Well, there's the test. So ideate and prototype should probably be there together, and then measure and evaluate performance. This is your test.
So this is test.
Step 5.
So let's put 5 test. Okay. 5 test, but it's okay. 5 test, and then let's go back. Okay. Oh no. Okay.
You're gonna have to use your menu bar to get that to go to the left.
Yeah. Okay. So first we're going to go back to
So take
okay,
out the
so-
test from here and just
Yeah,
leave the
we've got-
prototype.
But the prototype is going to have, do we leave the prototype right here as well?
Well, yeah, just take the 3 over, use the menu bar to move it if it will.
It's not doing it. Let's try here. Nope.
Okay.
Oop. Okay. Okay. Maybe
Hit the
now it will
undo,
be
see
willing.
okay.
Yeah, CD.
Yeah, click the right arrow. There you go.
Oh, there we go. Okay.
Okay, so
the
88.
And we prototype, we leave here, and then
Right. Go back up though to that area. Where did it go?
Oh, where did it go? Okay, here we go.
Here we go. So you see on the left, it says continuous feedback loop. Establish a continuous feedback loop where designs are constantly evaluated upon and improved upon their user. Scroll down a little bit.
Yeah. Okay. We've got 8 minutes before it's 8 o'clock.
Right.
Oh.
Yeah, so that's your continuous feedback loop. So we might want to put in here, just put a highlight with a continuous feedback loop, highlight, and then highlight ideate and prototype with the same color so that we know that those go together. And you can put test in there. You maybe note that test is below.
Okay. When you say note the test is below, do I just
highlight prototype?
Do I write test here as well?
Yeah, I would go ahead and put 5 test. And then highlight prototype and test as well.
Do I highlight it as well?
Highlight them as well so that we know that those are part of the continuous feedback loop. Ideate, prototype, test.
As well. Okay, yeah. So all 3 of them. Okay. Okay.
And then go above, and you want to highlight 1 and 2 because the feedback loop includes inquiry into the community. So how did this go? How is this working? And then asking the question again, how might we do this? Because you might have to, if you have to ask the question again after talking to the community, how might we do this differently if what we did the first time, the prototype didn't work? Does that make sense?
Yeah, I'm just trying to see what happened to number 2. Oh, here. How might we do this? I'm just thinking about something. I don't know if you know the model that was used in Europe after the war, and now the name escapes me. Juan, ¿tú sabes el modelo que utilizaron? Yo creo que era el nombre de un general. The model that was used in Europe. Pardon?
Patton.
No, durante
Traduce
la
otra cosa.
guerra the Second World War, they used a model for building up Europe after the war that was incredibly successful.
No recuerdo ahorita.
But
Pero sí.
I'll find it out, because I think that's an example of a very successful community. And I think that's when they started using Miro things. They actually went to people and said, what do you want? What do you want? What do you want?
Interesting, like town hall meetings, yeah.
Like town hall meetings. I just want to say, I think that might be a wonderful model for us to look at on a large
Okay.
scale, especially if we are preparing for a worldwide collapse, to say how, I'm just going to say model for rebuilding Europe after the war, successful model or best practice model.
So while you're researching that, for Friday, we are meeting earlier. I will continue to facilitate. If we want one consistent facilitator, that would mean that I give up TRing on Wednesday and continue to facilitate unless you guys want somebody else to facilitate. I still feel like I need to operate there to kind of hone the facilitator skills. Now, Daniel brought up some important ideas and concerns about a facilitator. Do you guys remember what he said on Friday, and do we need to discuss that?
Juan, ¿tú recuerdas lo que dijo Daniel el viernes acerca del facilitador?
Sí, buscar que se buscara toda la información acerca el rol de facilitador, que es muy importante. Yo al respecto ya hice algunas búsquedas.
Ya.
Solamente tengo que buscarlo otra vez en mi computadora para ver dónde las tengo. Pero sí, él planteó que hay que aprender bien lo que es el rol de ser facilitador. Yo conseguí, además de las que aparecen en la misión de enseñanza, también conseguí otras seculares que hay normalmente en la web.
So Juan says that basically it was all about just that we needed to learn well the facilitator's role, and he, who is Juan, has already done the research, and he's also looked for secular examples, and he will share that all with us. So I think that is where we have to go through the documents that he sent us, and he will send us the on the facilitator's role especially.
So
Thank
do
you
I
very
need to
much.
create a design team for our roles so that we can chat about the roles and put
When
our
you
research
say
about
a
the
design
roles?
team, yeah, so you have created a design team research.
I have design team research, but we haven't defined what
The
that
roles.
research space is for.
Oh, okay. Okay. But surely roles
Actually,
is one part of it, yeah?
actually, this Friday's design team research is about the Family Learning Center, so I need to change the title.
So it's not going to be Family Learning Center research.
Let me change the title. And I'm
To
going to
what?
do family.
Shall I
This will be the
save
family
this?
learn.
We 2 minutes.
Yes, please, and
8 o'clock.
send us a copy.
Yeah. Please look at the Marshall Plan.
Okay.
I'm going to see if I can get something about the Marshall Plan. ¿Entendiste, Juan, que el Marshall Plan era el plan que utilizaron?
Plan Marshall. Ajá, el
Yeah.
Plan Marshall.
Yeah. And I think it was like Miro. I think Miro is based on that model, you know, of getting everybody to say what they want and then bring it together.
Okay.
Okay, so I've changed this. We have a family, Friday design team roles research, transcripts, operations, which will become something else, and then the family learning center, which is what the information was in that original. So yeah, I'll go back through this more. I dropped one of my classes so that I can focus on the design team development with our team and give it
Yeah.
more time, because I'll be doing my research for my research methodologies class, probably on value systems and belief systems and how
Yeah.
they're developed. Yeah, we're almost out of time. We haven't finished discussing facilitator role. We could do that Friday after Daniel's transmission. We can refer back to. So let's just send a note that our discussion on Friday will be about the role of the facilitator.
Yeah.
That'll be our agenda.
So, okay, agenda for Friday, what's it, the 13th, yeah?
Mhm.
I'll send a message. So I'm just going to send that to Jacques, to Juan, to yourself, and to B.
Okay.
And the man who's coming in, we must remember to send him a link to Friday, right?
Lynn, send him a link to Friday and we'll welcome him again, and maybe just a note that, you know, folks coming in, we ask that they come in as observers, and then they'll have an opportunity to ask questions of our consultant, whoever Daniel is TRing. And then during
sorry,
the
I'm going a little bit. Let
I'm
me
sorry.
just rather show
Sure.
this while I, so that I don't get. So first, I'm going to just insert and share the document we were working on with the 5 steps, okay? And then, dear colleagues, I'm just going to say, dear colleagues, please find. Is there anybody else I should include here or not? Please find the updated document we were working on. On comma and the agenda and the suggested agenda. Suggested agenda for Friday, the 13th. Is that the 13th? Whoop, let's put Friday. I guess you've all seen that they're using a new letter type that nobody really wants. And you, okay.
I hadn't noticed, but yeah.
Role of
So-
the facilitator.
I would
And-
say review of Daniel's transmission about the role of the facilitator.
Oh, so this all goes in, okay, let me just put this.
Yeah.
Review of Daniel's. Oh, whoop, whoop, whoop. So we'll just take it from here, cut and put here.
And Juan, has Juan sent us the information? Juan, have you sent us the information on
He
the
sent.
facilitator?
Juan,
Okay, so
¿has mandado la información sobre su facilitador? O...
You're on mute. Juan, you're muted.
No te podemos escuchar porque estás mudo.
El documento que les envié está reflejado el facilitador ahí también, pero yo tengo otro documento que tengo que enviárselo. Pero
okay, he's going to send us another one as well.
Okay.
Se lo voy a enviar a ustedes 2 nada más para que lo revisen y, okay.
Muchísimas gracias, Juan. Please
Gracias a
note
ti.
that new what do we call new people to the group or new participants?
New observers, new participants / observers.
Participants, isn't it that new participants will start as observers?
Okay.
As observers, with an opportunity to make comments at the end of the session. Yeah.
And ask questions of our celestial consultant.
Yo le pondría así,
Yeah. Sí, señor.
varios nuevos invitados como observadores.
Como, okay. We'll start as observers.
Ajá. Sí,
¿Cómo lo cambiaría en inglés? Please note that new participants will start as observers.
invite.
Invitees, you want to say invitees rather than participants?
Ajá.
New invitees, want to say not participants, but new invitees to the group.
Ajá. Sí, porque en realidad son invitados. No son participantes todavía, son invitados.
Please note that new invitees to the group will start as observers with an opportunity to ask questions from
Of the celestial consultant.
of the celestial consultant.
And of the group at the end.
And of the group and of the group. So they can't ask questions during the message, only at the end?
So there's two parts, right? We have the first part, we have a transmission, and the second part we have our team practice, whatever it is that we're working on.
So later of the group and later of the group.
Right.
And later of the group, okay. Later of the group, and then Juan had said
I would like
observers
one
expressly need to state that they want to be part of the group, yeah?
Right.
We'll have the opportunity to expressly state their desire to become part of the group. Next Friday's meeting will start at 4:30. Okay, next Friday's. What time is that for both of you?
It's 10:30 my time.
At 10:30. ¿Es
So,
10:30 para ti también, Juan?
Sí, es igual que la de Kona.
So for New York, I'm just going to say for New York and Venezuela.
Es la misma.
And 4:30 for Paris and Cape Town. I don't know what's okay, but we're not speaking to Daniel now. Okay. Kindest regards. Anything else?
Yes, number 2, review of Daniel's transmission about the role of facilitator. Number 2 should be review of one's information gathered through AI about the role of facilitator.
Of one's information, transformation, information gathered through AI. Okay. Okay. That's it.
Okay.
So,
Right. And then Wednesdays, I think Wednesdays is going to be more of our process development, if you wanted to note.
Okay. Okay. Next Friday, next Wednesday. Next Wednesday will be. We'll continue with the process development. Yeah.
Development, particularly roles. I would say particularly roles.
With the process development roles, with a
and particularly roles. Have, you know, a note, please, everyone check their emails for invitations to chat, the chat space.
Okay.
So this is in particular to those of us that are currently participating, I don't see that you've included anyone else. And what is our determination about including Daniel? Does he need to be included in any of this or no? Is this too much for Daniel?
I think it's too much for him. Yeah.
Okay.
He will just get the link.
Okay.
Creo que
Is
no.
this one?
Creo que no. Creo que no, no es conveniente. Él ya tiene
Compartir
mucha
con Daniel.
información.
Sí,
No.
sí. Estoy de acuerdo. It's too much. Okay.
Okay, I
So-
will communicate with Daniel. I need to communicate with Daniel about facilitating on Friday.
Yeah.
So that
Perfect.
he knows. Okay. And then we can talk next week or on Friday about any other meeting times, since Sanja, you know,
Yeah.
did say yes, they need more time. Juan?
Yo creo que se debiera comunicar con Daniel solamente cuando ya hay un resultado de un proceso. Y entonces
Yeah.
enviarle porque si estamos en el proceso y él sabe el proceso que estamos haciendo, de repente va a incidir en algo, ¿verdad? Y de repente no logramos el objetivo.
He
porque
says
él
if,
no le
yeah.
Entonces, mejor cuando ya esté hecho el trabajo, se le envía para su revisión, para su conocimiento.
He says much better when the job is completely done, we send it to him. Otherwise, he might get involved. I think once bitten, twice shy.
Understood.
Hay un dicho así, Juan, que una vez mordido por el perro, la segunda vez.
Sí,
¿Cómo se traduce en español? Once bitten, twice shy.
2 veces. 2 veces.
La segunda
Mira,
vez,
Yeah.
tenga cuidado. Sí.
I mean, I have a
Aquí-
lot of respect for Daniel, but we are going to have to work together to figure out the best processes that it's going to work for us as a team. So
Absolutely. So I can send this away. So it's just,
Sure.
there's nobody else in our, oh, what happened to Bob?
Oh, Bob, yes. He's on
Bob's not-
vacation, but this would be
Oh.
helpful for him.
Okay. And which of these emails does he want? The Astro Curtis one or? I know he has.
Astro Curtis.
Let me Astro Curtis. Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. I'm going to send this
Very good.
off.
Yep.
Um,
And then we're
thanks
complete.
Again, Juan, has hecho un trabajo maravilloso. I'm also going to get something about the Marshall Plan because I think it might be useful for building up
good.
colonizations.
Very
Está
good.
bien. Gracias por estar acá. Muy
Muchas
agradecido.
gracias a usted, Don Juan. Thank you. And
Thank you.
to
Yeah.
see
Thank you to both of you. Great to
Gracias,
see you.
Kona. Me gustó
All right.
mucho verte de nuevo.
it's lovely. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
So shall we stop?
I guess he's gonna
Yeah, he'll
continue
stop
with the recording, and then he'll
Yeah.
stop the recording in the AI.
Yeah.
All right, very good.
Many
All right,
thanks.
thank you. Thank
Okay,
you.
take care.
Bye-bye.
See you on
Gracias.
Friday at
Chao.
4:30. Okay, many thanks.
Chao.